Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for May 30th, 2018. So as May is winding down here, we all of a sudden have tossed another monkey wrench into the market with political uncertainty coming out of the Eurozone. Apparently, Italy is having trouble with their newly elected officials putting together a government. And according to reports, if they can't get a government put together, Italy faces another election. And I guess that tosses the potential, a threat to the actual euro currency. So that's created an awful lot of instability. We saw banks sell off strongly yesterday as a result of that. And according to what I read in some of the news, there's considerable inflows now coming to U.S. bonds and things like that due to this uncertainty. So that's going to create some volatility. Of course, that is also raising fear in the market. So here we are, whipping back and forth as all this political uncertainty continues to spin around. And it's not just out of Europe. Obviously, we have the political uncertainty, possibility of tariffs and everything between the U.S. and China, all this uncertainty whipping around, actually whipping up into almost like a hurricane of political uncertainty, and it's spinning like crazy. And we can expect the market to maybe have some substantial turbulence while they work through all of these issues. Take a look at the Dow. Yesterday, the Dow dropped significantly. We had a strong sell-off at the open, gap down open, and then selling came in after that. Sharp selling came in after that. Luckily, at the end of the day, we had a bit of a rally, and we came really close to holding on to that 50-day moving average. I moved this trend line. You can see I had this trend line drawn over here. And so we have actually broken that trend line as I originally drew that. I was doing a demonstration yesterday that, you could easily move that out there and say, hey, that's the trend I'm working with. And in that case, we have bounced off that trend, because this morning we're seeing another whipsaw. We sell off strong one day and we whip back the other direction the next day. As you can see, the market is expected to have a substantial gap up this morning as a result of everything that's just going on out there. So whipping back and forth makes for a pretty darn challenging market. Now, as we approach this resistance here on the diamonds, as we approach this resistance, watch this right in here for the potential of holding that price down. We've created a new level here. So watch that right there. Be careful not to chase into a morning gap like this. We could rally up here and then quickly sell back off. So watch that closely. Right now, it's nice that we're seeing those bulls coming into the market. And at this very moment, as I'm recording this, we are looking at about 147 point move in the Dow futures, positive this morning. And that popped back up. But we still have a lot of ground to recover. Now, the diamonds was the worst of it yesterday because of the big banks selling off. Diamonds took it on the chin really hard yesterday. The Dow did. And if we take a look at the SPY, the SPY, it fared much better Then the Dow, you can see holding above that 50-day moving average and holding just right here at this price support that comes in with this little price level right here, holding right there, and now gapping up this morning sharply. So we could reverse this, but once again, we want to pay attention to these resistance levels and realize they are there. As traders struggle around with these areas, we could stop right here since we've created that new level of resistance in the market. So watch that closely. Let's take a quick look at the Qs. The Qs held up really well yesterday, almost as if they were ignoring everything that was going on in the market. Could care less what was going on. We got a little tiny bit shook, but held up overall really well. And you can see that the Qs are responding higher this morning, gapping toward the upper range of that resistance. So keep in mind, we do have this major level of resistance up here, and it will take some energy to pop us through there. Could that happen today? Yes, it absolutely could. Keep in mind, we can pop through and then fail back below. So we need to get through there, prove we can hold that as support, maintain this trend to the upside, and we'll be in good shape here on the Qs. So hopefully the Qs has the energy to kind of lift the entire market here. We shall see this morning. Watch this resistance area closely. Don't be chasing an index into resistance. Now that doesn't mean that there's not good stocks out there, because there are good stocks in the tech sector to be considering that may not be pushing up against resistance, even though the index itself might be. So look for those good quality stocks with concise price action that are staying within a trend for the trading. And, Right Way Options has got several really good trades going on right now. Really nice profits in trades, both long and short. So you can trade around this, and you can trade around this successfully, but you do have to be very choosy about the trades you take and plan those trades very carefully. Let's take a look at the IWM. IWM has remained very strong, in the strongest index in the market, not only holding its trend, but also holding on to its support breakout. We broke out, we came back, we tested this area for support, and we held on to that. And now we're getting this gap up this morning that may suggest follow through to the upside. Could be possible here. Holding on and maybe even changing the trajectory of this uptrend in IWM as the small caps remain the strongest in the market. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. The VIX had a substantial reaction yesterday as fear grew, and banks were really selling off. Fear grew, and we gapped and ran substantially in the VIX, not only breaking the downtrend but also breaking that resistance level. That's going to be really important. We need to see that drift right back down. Otherwise, we could be in a situation where we hold the level of support. If this comes back into here or even into here, and holds that as a level of support, then we would have a little bit more worry coming in the market if that fear maintains that high level. Let's take a look at T21. 22. The 4-week new high, new low ratio, T21-22, is not meant as a daily guide in your trading. It's one of those things that can help you identify when we're kind of in this overbought area on a short term and an oversold area on the short term. And right now you can see we're pulling back toward the middle of that range. So we do have the potential to go both directions here in the market. We've got plenty of room to be able to do that. So if the bulls do step up today and really push beyond the open, and what I mean by that is we get that gap up open, And we normally see that. We get that gap up open. The market then drifts back. We find some of those profit takers and sellers coming in. But after that occurs, if we really see those buyers stepping in to support that price after that gap up, that's what we need to see. We need to see them pushing beyond that gap. The market gaps are very schizophrenic. I mean, you can, if you chase those around, you're likely to get beat about the head and shoulders. And I hate seeing people damaged by that. So what we want to do is we want to wait for that confirmation that real buyers are coming in. Just like yesterday, we saw after the sell-off. In fact, let me show you here on a 15-minute chart. Yesterday, we had the sell-off. Here's the morning gap down. We gap down into here. Those profit takers on the short side came into play, buying to cover their trade, and then we slammed right into price resistance, and the sellers came back in. That's what I'm talking about. So in a move up, we want to see that move up. We want to see that little resting pullback, and then we want to see buyers stepping in to push higher during the day, supporting these prices. So that's exactly what we're looking for, just in reverse today. With that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I'm running this video just a little bit longer than normal, but if this is the first time you've seen this information, and if you find it useful, please do me a favor. Click on that subscribe button on YouTube, follow me button on Facebook, click those thumbs up buttons, and drop a comment. I really do appreciate that. You guys have been incredibly kind, and I do appreciate that. And always feel free to share this video with friends or family. By the way, if you look in the description of the video, there is a link to the morning blog. You're always welcome to click that link and go learn a little bit more about this morning, as I write it up every day that the market is open. So everyone, take care. Have a fantastic day. I wish you great profits. We'll talk to you all very, very soon, Thursday morning. Take care, everyone.